Good to hear. What did you do?
And you?
I'm fine.
I was studying my presentation.
Okay, good. Very good. How did you get on with that?
Yes.
Did,
A ver qué
did,
tal.
did you do well? All good?
Very well, teacher.
Perfect. That's good to hear. 'Cause we're all here now. We're all here. Everybody's here.
Thank you so much, teacher. Thank you so much.
Hello, Haiti. How are you? Oh, hello. No, can't hear you. Oh no, no, I can't hear you. Oh, well, hello, teacher. Well, we wait for Haiti to get her microphone ready. How are you?
I'm great. So just I can't speak too much because I have a problem with my throat.
Okay.
So I will save my voice for the end of the class to ask some questions at the end. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. That's no problem. No problem.
Great. Thank you.
No problem. You have to take care. Haiti, how are you? Is that
But sorry. Hello, everyone. Hello, Heidi. We can hear you. And
no?
hello, Raul.
Hello, teacher.
No, I can't hear you, Haiti. Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. So I don't know. What do you think, teacher? I mean, I know you can't speak too much, but do you think should we just start straight away with Raul in the meantime while we wait for Haiti?
Yes, of course, teachers.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah. So while we wait for Haiti to fix her microphone, do you think we should just start with Raul in the meantime?
Yeah, it's okay. Right.
Yep. Okay. So whenever you're ready, Raul, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much, teacher. Raul Molina Ramirez. I am 43 years old and I had been living in Perote for 2 years. This is a day in my life. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock a.m. and I normally get
Okay.
up.
I'm sorry. I will stop the presentation because remember that I told you the last presentation where I was. But the good thing about this is you shouldn't be reading. You should be talking. Okay, tell me your ideas, Raul. The reason why you wrote the script is to have an idea, a previous idea of what you are going to say. But it is not for reading it during the process, okay, during the presentation. So stop reading, tell me your ideas, okay? For example, now with the information that I have, hello, my name is Raul, and well, I've been living in Perote because, well, I work in a radio station here, but I like to live in Perote because it's a very nice city. You see, I'm not reading anything. I'm just talk, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Because you won't have the opportunity to read in the future. Remember that in the future, your teacher is not going to be there and nobody's going to be there. The only one will be you. So you will have to talk. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Good. Let's see what happens now.
Thank you so much. My name is Raul Molina Ramirez. I am 43 years old. And I had been living in Perote for 2 years. And this is a day in my life. I normally wake up at 7 o'clock a.m. and I usually get up at 7:30 and I look for my clothes and I I get dressed and I get dressed and I leave home for work and 8:30 and I get to work at 8:40. I prepare to transmit the program of Serviphone. I am on, and we are people who introduce programs and news. This program begins at 8:45 and it ends 9:30. Serviphone started, it is broadcast 50 years ago. The main purpose of the program is to help people to find work. I am the manager of the sales department. I supervise, for example, the government contents that the broadcasts of the president's speech and also sometimes do the program of Serviphone and the contents of the programs that the radio station broadcast. And the publicity agreement and it's the validation with the customers and remote control that the customers request. And control remote is a live broadcast from one location. I tell you about a history at work. When I began as an announcer, was very difficult and I was very nervous and I forget the words and I didn't know what to say. A great experience that I have lived in my job is that I broadcast this program with my dad. Serviphone is 50 years old and 3 generations have broadcast this program. This program is iconic in Perote. And I couldn't speak, and I was very scared. My fears that I broadcast this program, I didn't know what to say. Thank you so much.
Okay, Raul. Thank you. Thank you for
Great,
that.
Raul. You see, you do it better when you don't read.
See?
That's great. That's what you need to practice. If you practice reading, what you will improve is your reading, but not your speaking. And if you practice your speaking, what you will improve will be your speaking. So it's what you did was great. Now try to do it. Try to do this at least 2 times a week. That's something. Try to think about some things. For example, what did I do yesterday? Well, yesterday I woke up at 6 in the morning, and well, after that I went to pick up my children at school, and after, what did I do later? Try to imagine your days in your own mind and go thinking about it, go practicing every day. Try to, how do you say, revivir?
Relive.
To bring back your memories of the day before today, of yesterday, and you will be thinking about, as soon as you can imagine, you will be, ¿viste ahorita lo que me pasó?
Sí.
O sea, se me fue la idea, tuve que, o sea, yo soy un hablante de inglés de segunda lengua, entonces de repente tengo que andar cachando las ideas, ¿ok? So, armo la idea y ya, y regreso, y no pasa nada, ¿ok? So, well, if you practice every day, 2 days a week, you will improve a lot, because now you know how to connect your ideas. Now you need to practice, but not reading, speaking, okay?
Thank you so much, teacher.
Very good, Raul. I will give you some tips at the end. I don't want to stop here because I'm very anxious to see the Hades presentation. So.
So whenever you're ready, Haiti.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, off you go.
Okay, I will hear now. My name is Heidi Pineda. I live and work in Morelia, Michoacán, Mexico. I have been a lawyer 8 years, and I have studied for 5 years to obtain my degree at University of Michoacana de San Nicolás de Hidalgo, and I have taken on other courses. I really like my profession, although sometimes it's not easy to handle the problems of clients, because they have a lot of stress and they want to see results immediately, and sometimes resolve their problems could take months, even years. In my practice, I have seen even trials that takes almost 10 years in solve, because it's for trials regarding hearances, because the problem with the family are the most hard trials that we could handle, because all the time the persons are very stressed. So many times it's most difficult to deal with the clients. Every day I have to check the status of the trials online, and if something is updated or something is changed, I need to go personally to the court to verify new requirements for the court for these trials and make the changes that the court requests. In my functions and activities, I must carry out several legal documentation, such as civil, family, pecuniary lawsuits, contracts, agreements, arrangements, and other kind of legal documents. At the moment, I only have a criminal matter. This person is already free, but every month we have to deposit an amount with the court so that this person can continue with the benefit of the freedom. Sometimes the administrative procedures are not easy because the procedures are very bureaucratic and take more time than necessary, and that is a waste of the time for the attorneys. And usually, the clients generally don't pay for this overtime for the lawyers. Other of the activities that I have to carry out is to establish or incorporate companies. For me, that is one of the most easy part of my job. For me, it's very easy to incorporate companies. Even I have learned to incorporate companies outside Mexico. I know very well the procedure to incorporate companies in Mexico, but also in Canada. That is one of the or main activities that I made. But for me, it's so easy. But sometimes the activities that these companies will go to carry out are specials. When these activities are specials, is special also the articles or the incorporation or the estatutos here in Mexico. One of the hardest parts of my job is attending my client hearings. I am always nervous, even when I know how the audience will go, how it's going, or everything. If I know where are the proofs or where are the area of the other party. But sometimes it's very hard to know how the judge goes in these hearings. A hearing is a meeting between the parties in front of a judge to try to solve the problem. Sometimes we need to prove everything that we discuss. Other times we just need to sign a good arrangement for the parties. When I was just an intern, when I was training in the court, I felt important when people call me licenciada, even when I only accompany persons to get copies. If I had to choose what to study again, I will go to study as a lawyer, since I believe that this career is something very interesting, with many subcategories, and there always much more to do and learn. Thanks to lawyers, the law, and the government change every day. So we need to be learning every day to make our work good and solve problems of the person, or the people. So that is my activities, and that is that I do every day. So that is my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Haiti.
Heidi, wow, I'm surprised you improved a lot since the last presentation that I saw till this one. You are another Heidi. And I have a question for you. Why do you think that most Mexicans call the rest of Mexicans licenciados?
What is the difference?
No, why do you think that everybody calls everyone's Mexicans?
Like licenciado?
Yes.
Well, for my career is a little important when you get this status to do an licenciado or licenciada. But sometimes I know in Mexico, all the persons call licenciado for anyone. So somebody could be a licenciado.
Yes, when I'm not giving classes, because when I'm giving classes, I'm a teacher, but when I'm out, I'm always licenciado. I don't know why, but everybody calls me licenciado.
Yeah, but it feels important. It makes feels important. So it's good.
Okay, Heidi, congratulations. So, teacher, you tell us.
Yeah, so yeah, it is great to see how Haiti has progressed in these past few presentations, with the first one that you were here and the second one as well. Just I mean, the same just a few points there. Now, again, with the nervousness and stuff, you speak fast, but however, I found that this time you were able to control that much better. And there was only a few parts, only a few moments in which you did accelerate, but you were able to kind of like bring it down a bit. I felt that when you realized that you were doing it a bit too fast, you kind of like, oh no, I need to slow down a little bit. That was very good, because again, it helps the rest of us to understand you better. Now, I think in this kind of way, I do have the advantage in a way, because I know I more or less knew what you were going to say, because we practiced and everything. But I think, like, for example, for teacher Jesus, like, I mean, that you because of course he had never seen this presentation, that it was good for him to be able to listen to it in a slower speed, so that he could understand, instead of you accelerating, and sometimes you could miss a word or something. So very good, Haiti, very, very good. Just again, just pronunciation with some words, like I mentioned, lawsuits, not lawsuits. That was one. Procedure, you said procedure or something, like it was a bit off. And just like, remember, when you're talking about your job, you have to say my job or our job, not our work, because work is the action of what you do. The job is like, you are a lawyer, I'm a teacher, Raul is a radio broadcaster, so that's their job. We all work, but our jobs are different. So just to have that in mind. But other than that, nothing. I think it was very, very good, Haiti. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you.
I don't know, teacher, do you want to say anything else, or we move on to Raul?
No, go with Raul, and I
Okay.
will say many, many things.
Okay.
But
All right.
after.
Okay. No problem. All right. So Raul, yeah. Again, the reading and everything. I mean, we did go through that the past few days, last week. I did mention to please not read and everything. Now, the good thing is that that was good that the teacher Jesus told you straight away, just don't read. And I think that did help you, because you kind of like, you realize that, because again, it's your story, it's your life, it's your day in your life. Nobody else knows it better than you. So that there straight away does give you an advantage to know what to say. I mean, you could have told us lies, but it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you say it properly, it's fine. You say, oh, I'm an astronaut. Like fine. I went to NASA last week. Great. If you can say that properly, then that's fine. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. So I think that teacher stopped you straight away and say, look, try not to read it, just say it naturally and everything. I think that really did help you, because you knew straight away what you wanted to say, and you knew what you had to say. Now, again, with the we had gone before with the nerves, that of course you're the opposite of Haiti. You go much slower when you're nervous. You really pause yourself down. But the thing is that what I find is that even though you do pause yourself a lot with trying to, because you really want to say the thing, you really want to say everything quite properly, and you want to really say tell your ideas in a good manner, you of course you take your time to say everything, which is fine, because of course you want people to understand. But the thing is that when you do that too much, when you over analyze things, what happens is that you lose your audience, because you're going a bit too slow, and you lose the concentration of everybody. So that sometimes can work in your disadvantage when you're going a bit too slow. Other things is of course the pronunciation of some words. Like, for example, the way you pronounce customers, validation as well. Those were a few words that you kind of you had a bit of a problem there with the pronunciation. Now, also, I felt, now I don't know if this was intended or not, but I think there was a point in which kind of like your ideas kind of got a bit mixed up, in which it felt like you said something and then you said something different and then you went back to the original idea that you started with. It just, I felt that your ideas were a bit, in some points, I think it was just because you're kind of like a bit caught off guard with what you wanted to say, and then you kind of like got a bit mixed about with some ideas. So I think that just kind of like just threw you off a little bit. But what I did like is that with your presentation is that you felt, even though with everything that I just said, you did feel more, I felt that you were secure anyway with what you wanted to say. And in certain points that you said, oh, okay, again, this is my day in my life, so I know what I'm going to say, so I'll just say it. And there were points in which you felt secure, and like, yeah, I arrive at work at 8:30, 8:30. I start my program at 8:40. The program is very fun, and you explained that, and that was really good, because it was like, okay, this makes sense. This sounds really good, and it sounds interesting, and everything. So there is good in it. There is really good points in which you can understand, okay, this is what he wants to say. He wants to say these things. These are the ideas that he's transmitting. So those are the positive points that I find. And I completely agree with what teacher Jesus is saying, is that I think what will be really good if we want to keep doing those kind of things is to what he said with doing your speaking like twice a week or something like that, like reliving, like remembering, okay, what did I do today? What did I do yesterday? What did I do last week? What did I do last weekend? Okay. And trying to do those things, and just say, oh yeah, last weekend I went to Hiko, and I went to a restaurant, I had pozole or whatever, and like things like that. Like try to make try to make all of these ideas, all of these memories into speech, like bring it to speech and to say it, because the more you think about it and you say it, the more natural it's going to come out. And that, I think that is really, that's a huge key. And I think it's really good that teacher Jesus pointed that out, that like that would be super important for you to do. And probably instead of doing 2 times, or probably 3 times, 4 times a week, like do it a lot, so that like it can really come natural to you in the long run. But yeah, I mean, I think I do feel that compared to the last 2 presentations and the first one that teacher Jesus was here, is that, yeah, it's much better. There's a lot to work with, but it is better.
Thank you so much, teacher.
No problem, Rob. So that's from me. That's my presentation.
Well, well, I will speak about different things. Una de las cosas, well, one of the things that people who speak another language lose when they speak another language is their ability, or our ability, because it happens to me, it's our ability to express emotions, okay? And if you read through, you will lose completely your emotions, you know? So this is a problem that you need to solve. For example, Haiti, this is something where you will have to work, because if you cannot express your emotions when you speak, you will sound like flat, you know? So remember the boss screen channel that I recommended you in YouTube the last time that I saw you? Well, for example, instead of saying, when you see a quote, let me remember one of the quotes in, oh my God, it's a miracle. Okay. So that means that you won't only repeat the quotation, you will also repeat the emotions. Every time you repeat, or for example, if you want to read a book, try to read it expressing emotions. Because when somebody speaks another language, a second language, it's very normal to lose the emotions. It's the most normal thing. So you begin to speak like, for example, I don't know the real personality of Haiti, but please, can you please help Haiti tell me something about you in Spanish? Please. Cuéntame, Heidi, ¿qué hiciste hoy, por ejemplo?
Pues hoy fui a pagar mis cuentas de
Nanita.
agua, luz.
Y las colas enormes, ¿no?
No, hasta eso que no, fue
¿No?
bastante rápido. Me tomó 30 minutos fuera de mi casa.
Ahora, fíjate, por ejemplo, cuando me cuentas esto, como me cuentas algo y te ríes, y por ejemplo, hace rato que me dijiste que a los mexicanos casi a todos les dicen licenciados, pasaste plano por ahí, ¿ves? Bueno, entonces tienes que darte el tiempo de expresar esas emociones. Ahora eso también, you also need to practice that. Because if you don't practice it, you will begin to speak English in a flat position all the time. Just like saying, but not expressing. And expressing is a very important part of saying. So from now on, I want you to check that thing. It's something good. Well, in the specific case of 80, also the most problems are with the and ed, no, with the ed in the verbs. When we have a problem that is very common, the easiest way to solve it is to make to become responsible of that problem. For example, I have to say to myself, I need to tell myself that I will never make that mistake again. So I will flash a red light, and every time I have an idea in front of me, I need to think very carefully how I'm going to say it. And for example, well, yesterday I went to a party where everybody was drinking a lot of beer, and I remember that I red light stayed for 2 hours. Okay, did you get that, Heidi? Okay, so it's like I have problems with ID. I know that I have those problems, and the teacher already told me that I have those problems, and the other teacher told me that I have those problems, but now it's time to solve them. And the only way to solve them is to know about the problem, you know, to like realizing that you have the problem, and you need to tell yourself, I will not make that mistake again. Okay, from now on, every time that I will say the ED or a verb with ED, I need to make a pause and to think how I'm going to say it. Okay, and you say it in the right way. And after that, you continue the rhythm you are doing it. But try to flash your red light, okay, every time you have the ED. Okay, now, another important thing is that you need to increase your vocabulary now. For both of you, you need to increase your vocabulary because it's part of the thing, and you need more words that you can use. Continue working with the muscles. I told you this the first presentation, but you need to work with the muscles. And now the situation of both of you is very different. For example, in this moment, Raul, I'm sorry, I have a very big problem with my throat. I'm so sorry. So Raul, I will recommend you to every day, not 2 days a week, but every day. Try to remember what you did yesterday and talk to yourself and tell yourself, well, yesterday I went, but you need to do it. Check this out, because if you do it in your mind, you will practice the way you create ideas, but you won't practice the way you pronounce ideas. So you need to say it loud, like a crazy man walking around the street, you know, like a madman. Okay. So, well, yesterday I think I woke up at 6 in the morning, and after that I went to test. But talk to yourself in English every day. Okay, Raul?
Okay, teacher.
Every day. You need to do it every day. You will decide if you do it in the night or in the morning when you wake up, whenever you want. But you need to do it every day. Okay.
Okay.
In how do you say voz alta, Andre?
Aloud. You can say it
Out
aloud.
loud. Out loud. Aloud
Yeah,
or out
aloud.
loud?
Aloud.
Aloud. Okay. Yes, that's something that you need to do. And in the case of Haiti, you need to do the same, but you improve a lot, a lot. Now you sound like a person who speaks English as a second language in a good way. So you sound excellent. You need to transmit your emotions, and you need to, um, but you need to work more in your muscles. And this is also a good exercise for you to every night that you go to bed, try to remember what you did yesterday and talk to yourself. If you do it in front of a mirror, will be excellent. Talk to yourself in front of a mirror. Take care of the ED words and say, "Oh, yesterday, well, my day in the office was terrible. I hate my boss." Something like that, you know? Okay, well, why I say that, because you need to transmit your emotions. So I'm very angry. I was going to say pissed off, but I'm very angry with my boss because he never lets me to do what I want to do. Okay, something like that. But try to express yourself every night. Okay, every night. So that way you will work with your muscles. Obviously, teacher Andre,
Mm.
you need to, in this moment, it's important to know that the objectives that we will follow with Raul are different than the ones that we will follow with Heidi.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I have them. I actually have them written down here on my notebook here. Everything, the things, the points that you just said there. So yeah, I think what we're going to do now, and well, we don't have much time left, but I mean, as in like not just today. I mean, in general, because we're finishing next Thursday. I think what we're going to do, what we'll focus really on these last few days that we have is that those points that you're saying, is that, like, for example, with Raul, to like, okay, tell me, what did you do yesterday? Like, tell me everything that you did to the last detail.
Perdón, para eso aparte me gustaría, bueno, obviamente Raúl, supongo que sigues asistiendo a los clubes de conversación, Raúl, ¿es correcto?
Correcto, teacher.
Ok, Heidi, tú también deberías, así es que voy a pedir que te hagan la invitación para que entres a los otros clubes de conversación, que ahí me parece que 4 a la semana. Entonces ya tú elegirás de acuerdo a los horarios, pero sigue, porque ahorita en esta parte lo que necesitas más es práctica, 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 ¿no? Para que tus músculos empiecen a flexibilizarse lo más posible. Ya estás lista, o sea, ya la onda tuya ya nada más es lo que tu cuerpo no te permite todavía hacer. Eso es por lo que estamos deteniéndonos, pero creo que ya logrando romper esa barrera, lo vas a hacer. Ahora, es muy importante que en estas últimas semanas que vas a estar en el curso, sepas exactamente qué tienes que hacer para mejorar, porque vas a tener que continuar haciéndolo tú, ¿ok? Entonces es como, a ver, yo ya sé dónde están mis áreas de oportunidad, pero también ya sé qué es lo que tengo que hacer para mejorarlas, ¿no? Y para irlas sacando yo sola adelante. Ya no es una cuestión de gramática contigo. Digo, se te dan algunas cosas, pero es parte de que a mí me pasa, ¿no? Es parte de cuando uno habla, una segunda lengua ocurre. Pero más que nada en la parte, o sea, realmente me gustó mucho lo que vi, y creo que con la parte muscular, si lo hacemos diario, no ahorita, sino por un año más. De hecho, bueno, los clubes de conversación vas a poder entrar durante un año, ¿eh? No nada más es ahorita durante durante tu curso. Durante un año después vas a poder seguir entrando a los clubs, no tiene ningún costo. Yo me encargo de que te manden la invitación y para que sigas practicando, porque eso es básicamente, ¿no?, lo que se va a necesitar. Bueno, y la última, vean qué película, what's your favorite movie, Raúl? That movie that you watch, I don't know, that you have watched maybe 1,000 times, or I don't know, 10 times, and you don't feel sick of it. For example, I watch, your mic is off, Raúl. Your audio is off.
Sorry, teacher. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay, well, Heidi, what about you? What's your favorite film?
I like the musicals. I don't have a very most favorite in movie, but I like to see, for example, in 22 or the Miserables. I don't know
Okay.
how to say Miserables
I think it's
in English.
It's in French. Like, I mean, because it's a French movie. It's the name doesn't change from French. It's just called Les Miserables, or in English they kind of like they made it shorter, but like just colloquially they call it Les Mis, but that's just very American and colloquial. They say Les Mis, but in English just Les Miserables.
okay. Well, for example, every time that I can, if Back to the Future is on TV, every time I have the chance, I watch it. And I know the dialogues, and that's very important because I can say things like, well, I don't remember one right now, but Shrek is a very good example. Well, not because Shrek, I watch Shrek in Spanish. Troy is a very good example. Do you know what's there beyond that beach? Immortality. Take it. It's yours. You see? Well, I know the dialogues because I love that movie. And what other thing about Troy I remember? I don't remember right now, but I know the dialogue. So every time I watch Troy, I can listen to the expression and I can repeat it, but I don't worry about what it says. I worry only about how they say it. And that is a very good thing to do. So try to watch one movie, only one, but watch it over and over, okay? Because that way you will reproduce. Is okay? Is a right word?
Yeah, reproduce is fine.
Yes, you will. Well, in the context, I mean, well, you will reproduce the dialogues, and you will be worried about how they say it. Okay, repeat it once and over and over, and that will help you a lot. I don't know. Well, that's the idea. I'm sorry, I can't speak too much.
Yeah, I do agree with you with that. Like, I mean, it's something I say as well to do. I think it's a good exercise, especially with a movie that you are familiar with and that you like, because yeah, I mean, you're going to watch a movie that you already know the dialogue, you already know what's going to happen, you already know the story, so there's no surprises, so you don't have to focus on the plot, you don't have to focus on anything like that, you just focus on the dialogue and what the people are saying and how the characters are saying it and how they're delivering it, like you said, the emotion of how they say their dialogues. And so that does help a lot. And of course, and to try and repeat it and watch it again and then watch it another time in English and watch it third, fourth, fifth time in English and so on, because then you're going to start learning the dialogue in English, and then that's going to help you with the emotions, because you're going to understand, okay, this character is angry, this character is excited, it's scared, it's happy, and you're going to know how to deliver those emotions when you're in that situation or something similar. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I always kind of like suggest
Great.
to do.
And in the case of Haiti, you need to start looking for information, searching information in YouTube about what you do, about all these things that you talk to us, which I don't know anything, of course, but you are a specialist in this, so you need to find the information and videos in YouTube of people that do the same that you do, but in English. And you will learn now a lot from them, maybe more than from me or from us, okay? And I will stop talking because I have a class at 8.
Me
and
too.
I need my throat.
No, perfect. I mean, I don't know if you guys, Raul or Heidi, if there's anything else you would like to add, anything you'd like to ask us, or something, anything that stood out from what we said. No.
No.
No?
I-
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Well, I want to thank you all, and especially you, teacher Jesus, for taking your time for being here, for sharing your experience, your feedback, your knowledge, and everything, and taking your time to listen, to participate with us. So thank you again for being
It
here.
was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think we'll just leave it to that today. I think that's that will be a wrap for today, and then tomorrow we'll start with our new exercises. So yeah.
And
Take
remember,
Okay.
the gods protect only the strong.
exactly.
That's another quote from
Yeah.
Troy that I have to say, you know?
You really like Troy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, everything. Bye.
Good evening for you all.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much.